Continental Championship Wrestling, home of the National Wrestling Alliance, featuring champions from throughout the continental United States. And now to your host, world-renowned wrestling commentator, Gordon Soley.
Thank you so very much. Championship Wrestling, we've got a great hour in store for you. We're going to be seeing a Southeastern Championship match. The Dirty White Boy going up against Wildcat Wendell Cooley in just a little bit. We have a very special match coming up. Jerry Stubbs, Mr. Chrome Dome, facing Scott Armstrong. We're going to be seeing the bullet action, and we're going to be seeing a steel cage match all during this next hour. I can assure you it's going to be action-packed. Now, we also have another situation. I want to bring out Mr. Tim Horner, the gentleman who is the U.S. Junior Heavyweight Champion. However, that belt has disappeared, and Mr. Roy Lee Welch claims he doesn't know what's happened to it. Well, I'll tell you what, before I talk to Tim about what happened, I'm going to say this. Tim Horner made one mistake, and that's he went where he shouldn't have gone, trying to regain the belt. This happened this past week, and Tim Horner went into the rival's dressing room trying to find out where his belt was located, and here's the result of what happened. Tim, obviously that was not the thing to do.
Well, I told you people exactly what was going to happen one way or the other. I was going to find out. Now, I'm going to be the first one to say that wasn't one of the smartest things I ever did. But right here is the result. But I did prove that he had that belt beyond a shadow of a doubt. Now, it took 5 of them to put me down, and he stood back like a chicken and no good nothing happened, punk that he is, and took that sucker punch. Well, let me tell you something. Roy Lee Welch, you better get somebody to watch your back, Jack, because I'm going to be on your heels from here on to wherever. And I tell you one thing, the funny thing about lightning is you never know when or you never know where it's going to strike, Jack.
All right. And it does appear that Dutch Mantell was the last man seen with that belt. So that adds a little more fuel to the fire, no question about that. We've got an outstanding match upcoming right now. So let's go to the ring and Freddie Miller.
Thank you very much, Gordon. Continental Championship Wrestling presents an exciting opening event on this week's television program, and we hope you all enjoy wherever you're watching from coast to coast. First of all, making his second straight appearance here in Birmingham is the Dirty White Boy, Tony Anthony.
If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie,
and
I just as soon stay home.
Here comes his opponent, Wildcat Wendell Cooley.
I was one of the chosen few to be born in Alabama. I'm just like my daddy's son. I'm proud of who I am. I went through a lot of good women, shook old Jim Beam pan. If I never see the pearly gates, I would walk through the promised land. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie, I don't want to go. If heaven ain't a lot like Dixie.
Wildcat Wendell Cooley. There's his belt. Southeastern Championship belt. Here comes the challenger, Tony Anthony, better known in wrestling circles as the Dirty White Boy. The Dirty White Boy.
There you see the challenger outside the ring.
This match is for the belt.
All right, the Dirty White Boy, the challenger, Southeastern title on the line. Wildcat Wendell Cooley defending it. And so the Dirty White Boy slides into the ring. There's the bell. And the match gets underway. C. Ronald West, the referee. And a quick wing over by the Dirty White Boy. Wildcat Wendell Cooley watching him. And the exotic Adrian Street and Miss Linda have joined me here. Obviously doing a bit of scouting on Mr. Cooley.
I was hoping I was going to be fighting him myself so I could get my pink belt back once and for all. He's nothing but a blackguard, a lout, and a country bumpkin.
Yeah, the country bumpkin in the black trunks is on his feet inside the ring. Dirty White Boy coming back through again, and when Wendell Cooley setting ready for him. And so the Dirty White Boy backing off. Cooley very much the stalker in this match.
Yes, stalk is all he can do. I'm just waiting to get my hands on him. I'm just going to have a look to see he's against a very tough opponent tonight, in actual fact.
Well, there's no question about that. The Dirty White Boy is has a tremendous reputation as a rough and tumbler scrapper. All right, Cooley up and over his man. Good leapfrog by Cooley. Cooley catches him, side headlock into a hip lock takedown, and he keeps the side headlock. So the Dirty White Boy feels the sting of the canvas on his back. Referee down there checking those shoulders. Dirty White Boy brings him off, tries to turn Cooley into a pinning position, had him in a predicament momentarily. Cooley got that shoulder off and back into a side headlock position. The Dirty White Boy will take those shortcuts as well.
Shortcuts, that is what they call ringmanship, not shortcuts. Ringmanship, ring gentlemanship.
Well, you can see the Dirty White Boy now trying to keep the pressure on Cooley. Cooley getting that shoulder just barely off the mat. And the referee finally settling the issue his way. Remember, the Southeastern Heavyweight Championship on the line. This is the belt that was owned for a long period of time by the exotic Adrian Street, who is with us here at the podium. Now they're up against the ring ropes. The referee calling for the break. Clean break by Cooley, but the Dirty White Boy got in a cheap shot now. Ooh, brother, he was ahead of him that time.
He sure was. That's exactly what I like to see. And as far as the belt is concerned, he said he belonged to me for a long time. As far as I'm concerned, it still does. Because if you remember, the night he took it from me was covered all over in oil, and he slipped out of a hold that people in 37 different countries have never been able to get out of. It's impossible to break once I apply my shoulder scissors or crucifix. He was covered in oil, and it was obvious that was the only reason he got out. Nobody. Do you think he could do something that people in 37 different countries have never been able to do? No way at all. As far as I'm concerned, and have you noticed since that time, all he's done is come out with these ridiculous matches with bull rips and bull ropes and saddles and all that sort of thing. I want to get him in a ring in a straightforward wrestling match. Wrestling is the name of this business, and it's exactly what I intend doing to this oath.
Well, some very heated comments from the exotic Adrian Street. And the Dirty White Boy now pressing an advantage on Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Cooley trying to come back around now, and it is the Dirty White Boy bringing it up. Caught him. Good forearm that drove Cooley to the canvas. And it's the Dirty White Boy down across those pectoralis majors. 3 times into the chest of Wildcat Wendell Cooley. Lateral press, but Cooley powers out before the count. And so the champion, although in trouble, still hanging in there. And, of course, time becomes an ally of the champion at this point in time, because in the event of a draw, obviously the champion keeps the title.
Yes, I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that as far as disqualifications are concerned either. As far as I'm concerned, if it becomes a draw, you should fight on and on and on, or have a fight system, or have a point system. As you know, I'm always the more aggressive, So if ever it went to a draw and I was involved in that match, naturally the match should go to me, the same way as it does in boxing.
Dirty White Boy coming up slowly. Cooley catches him a good mule kick. Drives the Dirty White Boy back. And now Cooley. Cooley explodes with a hard right hand.
What was that ridiculous exercise? Is there a redneck war dance he does?
Well, whatever. Mr. Cooley catches him with another mule kick to the side of the head. Well, Miss Linda's down there at ringside saying something. And it's Cooley charging it once again. Catches him. Good forearm across the jaw. Reverse.
Miss Linda tell a referee. Oh.
Referee down, and it is the Dirty White Boy with things very much in control right now. Count of three. Count of three, but it certainly appeared to me. It certainly appeared to me that that crutch was very much in evidence at that point.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I got a little bit of makeup in my eye. I just missed, what was that, Gordon? I didn't see. I had a little makeup in my eye.
Well, it appeared to me the Dirty White Boy is holding that Southeastern Heavyweight Championship belt. And
it looks like I'll have to challenge Tony Anthony, although I like the boy. But there's no way anybody but the Exotic Adrian can own that belt.
Well, Cooley saying something to the referee, and let's see what's going on. See, Ron West, who was stunned, came back up, and so the Dirty White Boy has the... Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
What's going on? That's daylight robbery. What did he do that for?
Well, obviously he spotted Miss Linda trying to hide under the ring.
Miss Linda was just out to give him some advice. Everything's going wrong. This is ridiculous. Everything is going wrong. How dare he? That is an absolute... I'm almost speechless. What did he do that for? Miss Linda was just down to give him advice because of that Gwendolyn Cuddly cheating. Look at him. He's chasing Miss Linda away from the ring now. Everything's going wrong. And while we're on the subject, why weren't you at the wedding? You had your invitation.
Well, I'm terribly sorry. Had I received
your invitation?
Well, that's very nice.
Andrew is furious. I promised him myself personally that you would be there.
Well, all right. Thank you, but it's a little bit late, you know.
You've got it right there. Never mind about being late. You were informed.
Indeed. Well, the Exotic Adrian Street, who is more than somewhat upset over the incident that just happened. Well, I'll tell you what. I would like to take a moment to talk about something a little bit further right now. And that, of course, is the situation that exists now with Scott Armstrong. We're going to be seeing Scott Armstrong in action a little bit later on against Jerry Stubbs. And Scott has joined me right now. And we have a bad situation regarding your brother.
Yes, sir, we definitely do. You know, Brad's out. He's got collarbone injuries. He's got a dislocated shoulder. He's got all kind of problems. And the main thing I want to do is just make sure Mr. Stubbs knows one thing, is I'm ready to get him. I think we got a film we need to look at, too, Mr. Soler.
Well, you're exactly right on that score. We're going to take a look at part of the reason that Brad Armstrong is not with us and is not going to be with us for a bit of time now. If we can, we'll roll that video. I would appreciate it.
Right here, you see Mr. Stubbs. He's pulling a little something. He's already stolen the belt from Brad by putting his foot on the rope. You see right here, he's getting ready. He's going to put that brain buster on him, and I just happened to be there. I was there that night. I saw him do that.
Get out of that, Gordon.
Hey, what is this?
Let's don't cry about
Get out of my face, man.
Just
hold on now, gentlemen.
Something real. It's legal right here. I just want you to look at it, Gordon. You just stay there. I know, hey, I'm not out here to start nothing. Look, your super kick is no good, boy. It is barred by the NWA and Bob Geigel. It is signed, sealed, and delivered.
Well, wait a minute.
Talking about, Mr. Sawyer?
Well, just a second. Let me read this. The National Wrestling Alliance, by order of the President, Bob Geigel, hereby outlaws the super kick as used by Scott Armstrong. It's notarized. There's a signature.
Hey, no way. I don't care who signed that paper. I'll use that super kick if I have to, and I'm going to knock that man's head off. That's my brother we're talking about. That's not Bob Geigel's brother. That's not P-head, Chrome Dome, Jerry Stubbs. That's my blood brother, and I'll do my dead level best to super kick his brains out.
Well, I'll tell you what, frankly, I know Bob Geigel's signature very, very well. Can somebody come over and let's get a hold of Bob Geigel on the phone, please? Yeah, call Bob Geigel, ask him about this outlawing of the super kick, and get that information to me. Call Bob Geigel, please, right away in Kansas City. We'll be back with our next match in just a moment.
You don't have much time. The incredible Circuit City's 6-hour sale is Monday only, 3 to 9 only. Save on this Frigidaire 14 cubic foot frost-free refrigerator, just $388. This Panasonic VCR with wireless remote, just $289. This sale is so big, we'll be closed Sunday just to get ready. The Circuit City 6-hour sale, Monday only, 3 to 9 only. Hurry, time is running out.
New confidence. New Confidence Sure. Curved comfort. Curved comfortable Sure. Wide solid. New wide solid Sure. Curved. Dry. Confident. Sure. New Sure wide solid. One more solid way to feel sure.
Have you driven a Ford?
We had promised Deborah on her 16th birthday that we would help her get an automobile.
I had my heart set on a Taurus.
We were really impressed with the Taurus, the way it drives, the way it handles, and so forth.
It handles really well on the highway, and even in the city, it's just like you're gliding on top of the road.
Test drive the affordable Ford Taurus sedan at your Ford dealer today.
Deb's mom and I, we use it every chance we get to.
Only when I let him.
In the next session of Divorce Court.
Ted would never tell me anything about his new business, but he promised that once it started going that he would spend all of his time with me.
Madeline just started to refuse to grow up, and she said there'd be no sex unless I agreed to take a year off and take her to Switzerland to live.
I just wanted my husband to spend time with me. He went berserk. He hit me so hard that he knocked me to the ground.
Because I have never hit her once.
Watch Divorce Court Monday at 4 on TV6.
Knoxville Civic Coliseum, Saturday night, August 9th, 8:30. The Battle of Knoxville, Continental Championship Wrestling, a 6-man steel cage. Wildfire Tommy Rich, Steve Armstrong, and the Intern. Clash with Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Dr. Tom. Southeastern title, Wildcat Cooley against Exotic Adrian Street. Street must win or Miss Linda's hair will be shaved. Special event, The Bullet against Mystic Kevin Sullivan. Scott Armstrong against Jerry Stubbs, plus 2 other great matches. Knoxville, August 9th.
All right, let's talk about wrestling Saturday, August 16th, 1 p.m. in Limestone at the Davy Crockett Festival. Also Saturday, August 16th, 8:30 in Harrion, Tennessee, and that's going to be a great night. And, of course, Knoxville at the Civic Center on Saturday night, August 9th. Match time is 8:30. Wildcat Cooley going up against the Exotic Adrian Street Southeastern Championship match. And if Street does not win the match, Miss Linda's head will be shaved. Before I talk to the Exotic Adrian Street and Miss Linda, let me turn it over to Freddie Miller.
Well, thank you very much, Gordon. I have Wildcat Cooley with me. What about that stipulation, Miss Linda's hair being shaved?
I wonder what she'll look like without any hair up there. I like to see Adrian sit around the house and polish up her head. But the main thing about it, Freddie, I told him I was going to humiliate her just like I was going to humiliate him. If you don't beat me, Street, you're going to have a bald-headed valet.
All right, back to you, Gordon.
Well, what's wrong with him? I told you there's something very strange about a cowboy. There's always got to be dresses and saddles and things like that, even though it's backfired and he's made himself look a complete idiot. Why is he picking on Miss Linda all the time? Wasn't it bad enough when he knocked her off a horse and broke her leg just because she showed him up? Not only that, there's no chance. I will have my title back, and Linda will be keeping her hair. And it isn't as if it's my hair anyway. I mean, it's only hers. I can get her a wig if she gets her hair wasn't hemmed off. But I will be the champion.
We'll find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match, one fall, will be for the Continental Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger at 202 pounds from one of wrestling's great families. Here is Scott Armstrong. Scott Armstrong. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, at 240 pounds, known as Mr. Perfect. He is the Continental Heavyweight Champion. Here is Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs. This is for the belt.
Jerry Stubbs getting set to move out against Scott Armstrong.
His super kick is barred.
Be sure to tell him that the kick is barred. It's signed by Bob Geigel in the NWA. He cannot use that super kick. If he does, the match is automatically mine.
We'll turn that back over to Gordon.
Well, you can hear Stubbs again saying that the super kick is outlawed. You've also heard Scott Armstrong saying that he's going to use it if he gets a chance. So that's going to be interesting indeed. Stubbs removed his hat. Almost blinded our cameraman. Roy George, the referee. There's the bell. Stubbs has to move out against young Scott Armstrong. Stubbs not wanting to mix it up. Now they lock up collar and elbow. Good spin under takedown into an armbar by Scott Armstrong. Once again, they lock it up, collar and elbow. Stubbs gets the side headlock against those ropes, and it's Stubbs with a good shoulder smash. Scott Armstrong drops into the canvas, catches him into a high hip toss. Beautiful spin under takedown once again by Scott Armstrong. Scott Armstrong keeping the pressure, drives that back of the elbow into the biceps and triceps of Jerry Stubbs. Now drives the knee in. All right, Scott Armstrong keeping the pressure on. Pardon me? You do. You've got Bob Geigel. You're getting him to the phone now? Good. That's fine. I'm glad to hear that. Please let me know exactly what the outcome is. I beg your pardon? Yes, read the letter to him exactly as it's written. Yes, please do. Read the letter to the president of the NWA, Bob Geigel, just exactly as it's written, please. Thank you. All right, let's get back to the match. All right, Scott fires him off. Scott's caught with a shoulder smash by Jerry Stubbs. Jerry Stubbs catches him once again. Continental champion, and that time Scott Armstrong was ready, and it looked like he was going to go with that super kick. And Jerry Stubbs backed away. A little discussion there. Stubbs backing away. They lock up collar and elbow once again. Full arm drag and twist now by Jerry Stubbs. Stubbs caught him. Massive forearm. Stubbs is a dangerous individual. Now Stubbs using that top ring rope. Armstrong coming up rather slowly. And now Stubbs really beginning to punish Scott Armstrong. Jerry Stubbs in control of the situation now. Scott Armstrong on the canvas. Stubbs brings him up. Full body slam on Scott Armstrong. Things are not looking good for young Scott Armstrong. The elbow down across the chest. And it's Scott Armstrong powering out just in the nick of time. Good move by Scott Armstrong. Caught him with a super kick. Got him. And an argument now with the referee. Referee warning Scott Armstrong. Jerry Stubbs outside the ring. Scott Armstrong now moving out after Stubbs. Catches him with a ripping right hand. Another ripping right hand. Scott Armstrong catches him once again. Wait a minute, we may have some word here.
I'd like to say that the super kick is legal from now on. The word, we just got the word from Mr. Bob Gaggle. It's legal from now on, the super kick.
In other words, that was a forgery then.
That's right. It was forged. It was never signed. It might have been notarized, but it was never signed. So it's legal for the super kick.
All right, that was C. Ronald West just informing us that Jerry Stubbs tried to pull one, and it didn't work. It didn't work. And they are battling it out all the way down the aisleway. Jerry Stubbs beating a hasty retreat. Scott Armstrong was after him. Scott Armstrong going back to the ring. And, well, we're going to try and get him up here at the desk as quickly as we can. But the super kick was never illegal. Scott Armstrong is telling him to come on back in, and we'll be back in just a moment.
You know, a big whaler dealer like me has to keep up on the action. The players, who's hot, who's not. And what's a better deal than picking up a copy of Sports Illustrated? You see, Sports Illustrated...
Excuse me, sir, but I got a better deal.
Yeah, kid, right. I'll handle this. You see, Sports Illustrated gives me more than just stats and scores. I get the feeling of what it's like to hit a brick wall at 30 miles an hour. How it feels to look down the barrel of a loaded gun. To lose a tough one. And how it feels to win it all. That's what Sports Illustrated gives me.
Well, Sports Illustrated gave me this NFL Follies video cassette. Free with my paid subscription. It's 44 minutes of fumbles, foolery, and follies. It makes a great gift, and it's free.
Free? Come on, kid. This is America. Nobody gives you something for nothing.
Okay, free for subscribing to Sports Illustrated.
Aha!
Ah, but that's just the half of it. I get Sports Illustrated for less than one-half your newsstand price. 27 action-packed weeks of football, baseball, basketball, and more delivered right to your door for 3 installments of just $9.79 each.
That's more than 50% off.
Subscribe now and you get the College and Pro Football Spectacular. Plus, you get this handy NFL schedule free, and you get the famous swimsuit issue uncovering what truly is man's favorite spectator sport. Phones are open now. Just call this toll-free number and you get the whole deal. You can even use your credit card.
Okay, let's get this straight. They get a 50% savings. The schedule, the football spectacular, the swimsuit issue, and the free NFL tape. Now, see, kid? That's a great deal.
Gee, sir, you're right.
Yeah.
Get the savings, get the special issues, get the NFL schedule, get the video cassette.
Oh, Sports Illustrated? I want to renegotiate.
Sports Illustrated. Get the feeling. Call now. 1-800-321-9900.
Before I talk to Scott Armstrong, I have a message for you, Mr. Stubbs. You're in the ring. We just got word from President of the NWA, Bob Geigel. That piece of paper you gave me is a forgery, sir. Freddie?
Freddie, He signed that. Hey, he signed that. I went all the way to Kansas City to get that signature, and it is signed, sealed, and notarized by him himself, and he signed that. I did not forge that, Freddie. Let me tell you something, Armstrong. It's just another scheme. The Bullet or somebody back there has pulled up against me, Mr. Perfect. I don't make no mistakes. That paper was signed. Armstrong, you'll pay for that.
Scott, the super kick is legal.
Thank you very much. That's the best news I've had in a long time. Let me tell you something, Mr. Stubbs. Mr. Soley also informed me that the match is coming up. The fall can happen anywhere in the building. So if I want to super kick you at the front door, if I want to super kick you in the balcony, if I want to super kick you at the concession stand, brother, it is perfectly legal, and I will do my dead level best to do it.
Any further comments, Mr. Stubbs?
Anywhere in the building?
Hey, I ain't signed no piece of paper for have no match anywhere in the building. Hey, you can't beat me on the floor and expect to get this belt. What do you think, I'm some kind of idiot? No, I ain't no idiot. Hey, I'm no idiot, Freddie. Let me tell you something. I don't know how you got my signature on a match like that, but that will not take place. I will not go for it, Freddie.
He says he's not going for it, Gordon. What about that?
He'll have no choice. Mr. Stubbs will have no choice whatsoever. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this steel cage match with television time remaining. 3 versus 3. A steel cage match. Here comes the first team. Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the ring, luscious Robert Fuller, gorgeous Jimmy Golden, and Dr. Tom Prichard. Dr. Tom. We're awaiting their opponents. And here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, to complete the 6-man tag team match in a steel wire cage, here come the Intern, Steve Armstrong, and Wildfire, Tommy Rich. 1 fall, TV time remaining.
For the bell to ring. They didn't wait for a thing. Prichard, Fuller, and Golden punishing Steve Armstrong, Tommy Wildfire Rich, and the Intern. Already using that steel cage as a weapon. And a steel cage match, by all means, one of the most dangerous matches in the world. And it's Prichard after the Intern in that far corner. And it's Steve Armstrong in a lot of trouble. Things are not going well for, and now Tommy Wildfire Rich beginning to retaliate. Catching gorgeous Jimmy Golden, driving him into that corner, and it's Rich exploding once again. Rich very definitely taking charge of gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Six-man steel cage match. Fuller now catching up with Steve Armstrong. And with all 6 of them in the ring. It's Prichard. Dr. Tom connecting with the Intern. And now it is Fuller jammed into that steel cage. And that thing will cut you up like a cleaver. Prichard jammed into the steel cage, and it is Tommy Wildfire Rich catching gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Prichard jammed again, and it is Prichard. Catching a lot of problems here from the Intern, and it looks to me like Prichard has already been lacerated. Tommy Rich concentrating on his man, and now Steve Armstrong beginning to score effectively on luscious Robert Fuller. Prichard, Dr. Tom Prichard, in a lot of trouble here. Remember, this is a steel cage match, television time remaining. Steve Armstrong beginning to dominate the situation here. It started off badly for Rich Armstrong and the Intern, but things have turned around quite a bit here. Tommy Rich pounding away at the head. Now into that steel cage once again. And we've got some deep lacerations on some of these men now. And look at Fuller, driven back to the canvas. Tommy Rich going up on that top rope. Rich coming down. Gorgeous Jimmy Golden. Prichard lashes out with a boot for the midsection. Steve Armstrong connecting with Fuller again. Fuller's face a crimson mask. The Intern catching Dr. Tom, and a collision in the middle of the ring. So Rich, the Intern, and Steve Armstrong pretty well taking control of this steel cage match. Beautiful belly to back. Now, who's done what here? I thought he got his shoulder off. Wait a minute. They're in behind. What's going on here? Wait a minute. Something went on here. They got the pinfall, but now look. Put something on a cloth of some kind, and the Intern is out. The Intern is out. They've got Steve Armstrong in serious trouble. The Intern is out. Tommy Rich after that boot, and I heard that Fuller literally taped that boot to his leg, and he just tried to get it off and couldn't. And Rich in trouble now. Spinning toe hold. They've got Rich in a lot of trouble. The Intern is still out. And now you've got 3 of them on Tommy Wildfire Rich. And brother, they are putting the boots to that knee. Rich writhing in agony now. They have really punished that knee. Steve Armstrong caught again from behind. They are still punishing Tommy Rich. Well, I'll tell you what. Rich and Armstrong and the Intern may have gotten the pinfall and won the battle, but in the long run, they've lost the war here. because Tommy Rich obviously has a badly injured knee, and I don't know what happened to the intern, but whatever it was on that cloth they wrapped around his face put him out, and he is still out. So, well, this war is long before being over between this combination. Tommy Wildfire Rich, Steve Armstrong, and the intern, but a battered and bloody Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Tom Prichard leave the ring. Well, the Mystic One is coming to Continental Championship Wrestling. I'm referring, of course, to Kevin Sullivan, the man that allegedly can foresee the future through a crystal ball or what have you. Kevin Sullivan, the Mystic One, has a message for all of the wrestlers and for all of you.
I'd like to direct this statement to the Bullet. Bob, I may call you Bob, can I? I mean, everybody knows who the Bullet really is. Bob Armstrong, one of the greatest wrestlers ever in the history of the sport. Right now, Bob, you're on top of the world. The Tennessee Stud, in his infinite wisdom, has taken men and sent them to you to, first of all, to end your career and then to embarrass you. But you've risen above it, Bob. Credit's due. You see, you've beat them all. You're on cloud 9 and you're dancing and boogalooing and everything that you can do. Except for one thing, Bob. You've been lured into false security. You see, Bob, they were errand boys. Errand boys. You see, I'm coming now. And the difference between an errand boy and an assassin is one thing: termination.
Napa has spent millions telling you about our quality.
Auto Shack has spent millions improving our quality.
Napa's premium starter, the Raylock, is rebuilt using mostly the same old parts.
Auto Shack's premium starter, the Duralast, uses mostly brand new parts.
Raylock has a 1-year warranty.
Duralast has a 3-year warranty.
And the Raylock price? It's a great deal.
Duralasts? It's a great deal less.
Duralast starters, only at Auto Shack.
S&K has all cotton shorts and summer weight cotton blend poplin slacks for just $14.90. And while it's still hot as a tin griddle outside, S&K has summer weight linen and silk blend sport coats for just $47.96. And these cool cotton knit shirts are at S&K right now for only $12.90. Oh, you got me.
Mom, I just shot the dummy.
Hurry to S&K, the Gallery Shopping Center on Kingston Pike.
Hi, I'm Greg Peterson, TV6 Sports, and this summer I'm traveling around our area looking for the best fishing holes around.
And I'll be talking with East Tennessee fishermen, young and old, to bring you their secrets for successful fishing. Join me Tuesdays at 6 and 11 for the TV6 Fishing Hole. Discover new places, polish your skills, and share some great fishing stories.
The TV6 Fishing Hole, Tuesdays at 6 and 11 right here on TV6.
What that dumb broad did to my squad car.
Hey, Chief, I got a riddle for you. What's black and white and spread all over?
Oh, good evening. I'm Marion Grover. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Are you some kind of nut? You just creamed my car.
I am disturbing you, aren't I?
Watch Give Me a Break, Monday at 5 on TV6.
Coliseum, Saturday night, August 9th, 8:30, the Battle of Knoxville, a sensational card. A 6-man tag, Wildfire Tommy Rich, Steve Armstrong and the Intern clash with Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Dr. Tom. The Southeastern title on the line, Wildcat Cooley against exotic Adrian Street. Street must win or Miss Linda's hair will be shaved. Special event, this man, the Bullet, against Mystic Kevin Sullivan.
You know, I've heard a lot about Kevin Sullivan lately. He's had a lot of changes of attitude. They even say that he's gone to some kind of dark side where he can read the future. He's got a crystal ball. They say he can read your palm. They say he can do almost anything. Well, Knoxville has been a lucky town for me. In fact, the last time I was there in a steel cage match, the flame went down, and he scorched me a little, but the bullet got up and just kept on going. So I'm going to tell you, Kevin, come on down. They're calling it the Battle of Knoxville, and that's just what it might end up in, a Battle of Knoxville, because I know Kevin Sullivan's a tough dude. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
He might have mystical powers and everything, but, you know, I may have something hidden away in my little trunks, too.
Well, I think it's a great night for the fans. Tim Horner's with me against Roy Lee Welch, a match you want badly. The U.S. Junior Heavyweight title will be on the line. Knoxville, the Battle of Knoxville, August 9th, Tim.
You know, I told everybody in Knoxville, Tennessee, my hometown, that I was going to find that belt. And find it I did. I had to pay the price, but I did find it. If I tell you it's going to rain, you best bring an umbrella. But like I said, I did pay the price. But what really sticks in my craw is, Roy Lee, you waited till your cronies beat me down, and then you slipped in and got the big punch across my running lights. Well, let me tell you something. It's a big night in Knoxville. They said it's going to be a battle in Knoxville. You darn right it's going to be a battle. I'm not coming to play. I'm coming to stay, Jack.
Tim Horner's ready. The Bullet's ready. Also, Frank the Thumper Lancaster takes on the Dirty White Boy. A sensational night. Remember, the six-man steel cage match, the Southeastern title with Cooley and Street, the Bullet against Mystic Kevin Sullivan. It's the Battle of Knoxville, August 9th, Civic Coliseum. Be there. Ladies and gentlemen, this next event scheduled one fall with a 15-minute time limit, making his first appearance on Continental Championship Wrestling from Fort Worth, Texas, at 285 pounds. Here's Larry Wright. Larry Wright. And his opponent, ladies and gentlemen, we're standing by. There's the music. And here comes the Bullet. One ball, 15.
Pardon me, I want to say he's giving away a good 50 pounds here. Referee breaks it up. Remember, it's a one-fall match. Up against the... And it's Wright missing, and the Bullet connecting. Wright misses again, and the Bullet connects again. Wright. Wild swings and is yet to connect. Bullet's got in 3 times and right on the canvas. They lock up, collar and elbow. And the Bullet takes the offensive here. Circles around, and it's the Bullet stalking his man. Moves in on him, collar and elbow once again, out to the center of the ring. Now up against the far ring ropes. Wright drives the knee to the midsection of the side of the rib cage. Catches him with an elbow to the top of the skull. Another one to the base of the skull. And so, Larry Wright beginning to move very effectively here. Up against the ropes, the referee calls for the break. Wright catches him, one to the chin, or the chest rather. Irish whip off the ropes. And so Larry Wright now drives the knee into the back. Catches him with another forearm. Irish whip off the ropes. The Bullet ducks away. The Bullet, beautiful cross-body block. Got a 3 count. Got a 3 count. And so, Larry Wright became Larry Wrong as the Bullet scored a pinfall using a cross-body block with great effectiveness against Mr. Wrong. And so they come out, the Bullet comes out the victor. Joining me right now at the desk, Tommy Wildfire Rich, Steve Armstrong, and of course the intern. Gentlemen, some interesting things have been coming down the line.
Yes, I certainly have, Gordon. You know, a lot of things have happened. It seemed like the good things are happening in '86 right now. You know, here in July, birthday time, and everything is going on, if you know what I mean.
Well, I understand you said something about baby needs a new pair of boots, and you got one.
Yes, sir. You know, Gordon, I think we got a film, I think, to look at here, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do. We're going to take a look at the time that the boot.
Knoxville, Tennessee is where this took place at, Gordon.
Hometown folks.
Yes, sir, Ray. You know, it was a big night then. And, you know, a few things that happened then. You can see right here we're whipping them and got them going. And it was a good night in Knoxville for us that night.
Well, and so the boot that Mr. Fuller claims he has to wear, it's an orthopedic boot, has been used as a weapon time and time again. But we saw there where it was removed and gone.
Yes, sir, and you know, the funny thing has happened since then, you know, Fuller and Golden, Dr. Tom, they tried to hurt my leg. It seems like the doctor, you know, he prescribed the right medicine for me. And what it amounts to, he told me that I got to wear this boot, and it's built up about this high. So in other words, Fuller, what I'm saying is, now then, two of us has got a boot. I don't know how many boots you got, but we took them off all over the country, and I got a collection of them. And so I may not even have to get me none built, because your foot's as big as mine, if you know what I'm saying.
What we're talking about here is 6-man, 8-man, doesn't make any difference.
What we're talking about has been a lot of bloodshedding, Gordon, you know, and we've been losing a lot of it. But you know what? Them boys are fixing. That's right. It's payback time. They're going to lose the blood from now on, boys.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Doctor told me to use it, too.
With that boot.
You don't have much time. The incredible Circuit City's 6-hour sale is Monday only, 3 to 9 only. Save on this Frigidaire 14 cubic foot frost-free refrigerator, just $388. This Panasonic VCR with wireless remote, just $289. This sale is so big, we'll be closed Sunday just to get ready. The Circuit City 6-hour sale, Monday only, 3 to 9 only. Hurry, time is running out.
When I first got this car, she only had 10,000 miles on her. Now she's got over 100. Because I haven't found one I like better. My chew, that's different. Like a lot of folks, I used to chew Levi. But this Granger Select's got less stems, so I get a cleaner chew. Made of premium leaf, so I get lots of flavor. And I better, because if it doesn't have it here, it doesn't go here.
Meet up with Granger Select. It could change your chew.
Barney, I want you to stop this, and I want you to stop it right now. You understand me?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You reckon up something happened years ago and nobody even cares.
Well, I care. I should think you would.
Oh, Barney.
I don't understand your attitude. You're the sheriff in this town, aren't you? You'd think you'd be the one that would care. I don't understand.
You want to know the truth? I don't even care. Stop it.
All I asked for was a haircut.
The Andy Griffith Show, Monday at 5:30 here on TV6.
Next on Different Strokes.
Why don't you run for city councilman from this district? Me?
You're against old people.
No, he isn't. He's one of them.
I just decided to run.
The latest poll just came in. Dad's running fourth, which wouldn't be that bad except there's only 4 people in the race.
I just want to say that if I'm
Thank you. Watch Different Strokes, Monday at 7 on TV6.
9th, 8:30, the Battle of Knoxville, Continental Championship Wrestling, a 6-man steel cage. Wildfire Tommy Rich, Steve Armstrong, and the Intern. Clash with Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Dr. Tom. Southeastern title, Wildcat Cooley against Exotic Adrian Street. Street must win or Miss Linda's hair will be shaved. Special event, The Bullet against Mystic Kevin Sullivan. Scott Armstrong against Jerry Stubbs, plus 2 other great matches. Knoxville, August 9th.
I'd like to remind you right now that we'll be wrestling Thursday, August 7th in Bonifay, Florida at the Holmes High School. Also Tuesday, August 12th, Milton, Florida at the high school. Friday, August 15th in Chatham, Alabama. And NWA Wrestling returns to Pensacola, Florida on Sunday, August 17th. However, this coming Thursday night in Mobile at Expo Hall, NWA Wrestling at 8:30 on Thursday night. Freddie, your people have got a 6-man tag.
You're right, Gordon. And here's half of that big combination here. Tommy Wildfire Rich, Steve Armstrong, and the Intern ready to go against Robert Fuller, Jimmy Golden, and Dr. Tom.
You know something, Freddie? You know, we've been doing a lot of bleeding here lately, but I think it's because of one special reason. Because of one special boot. Well, we done something about that. We got that boot off, and we started using it against your head, Robert Fuller, and we're going to use it some more.
All right.
Huh?
Right, Tommy Rich.
Mobile?
I think that boot's going to fit this man real good.
You know, the doctor
what I mean.
told me they tried to break my leg. You didn't get the job done. But I got a sole on my boot about that high, Fuller Golden.
How about that, boot?
I'm going to tell you something. We mopped up the ring with him in a cage match. Now Tommy Rich is out here. He says his leg's all messed up. We did try to break him, and he got no right wearing a built-up boot like that. He's got no right. Robert Fuller's the only one that's got a crippled leg like that. That's right, and I'm the one supposed to wear the boot. I got reason to wear it. The doctor's here. He says so. Your doctor ain't a real doctor anyway. You're going to get smothered in that cage, Rich.
We'll find out Thursday night in Mobile. Joining me to close out this hour of Continental Championship Wrestling is the former United States Junior...
Not former, Gordon. I am the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion. Let me tell you one other thing. I received a call earlier this week, and I thought it was beneficial enough for me to record that call and to let you listen to it because it proves that I am the man that we're talking about here.
Indeed. Well, let's go to this tape-recorded phone call.
I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Roy Lee Welch to his, well, very successful return to wrestling. Nancy and I watch Continental Wrestling every week here at the White House, and, well, we think that you're a great asset to America, Roy, and really are the very example of what makes America stand tall. We understand that you never really lost the U.S. Junior Heavyweight title, but that it was taken from you from the promotion. Well, here at the White House, we all still consider you the champion. I always knew that, well, with your ability and desire to excel, that one day you would be the king of wrestling. Well, remember, anytime you're in Washington, don't hesitate to stop in and see us. Nancy and I's doors are always open to you, Roy, and for what it's worth, get 'em for the Gipper.
Well, I find that very difficult.
What a guy that Ron is. See, I mean, that proves right there that I've got a lot of political pull. I know a lot of people, but I don't have to use it to get what I want because I am the king of wrestling, and I am truly the United States Junior Champion, Gordon.
I think we've heard all I can take for this week. We'll see you next week.